1, 2, 3.
Don't you dare. I'll protect you, don't worry. You little droid. Ah! He bit my leg. He bit. Ow! You nasty. Merry Crisis. Merry Chrysler. Merry goodness. You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. On today's episode of Free Unsolicited Cooking Knowledge, we'll be making stuffed mushrooms. Welcome back, my little spoons. If you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because I'm what? The missing ingredient to your kitchen. I was just meant to be a wrestler, okay? As you saw, today we are making stuffed mushrooms. I actually got this recipe from an old friend a few years back, and I've incorporated it as one of the appetizers I make for Christmas Eve dinner. Of course, you can make it for potlucks or just to have as an appetizer for yourselves or any holiday really. This may be a bit of a longer video. It's a little more in depth, but I promise it is so worth the effort and so good. And again, once again, not healthy. The holidays aren't about that, okay? So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get into it. All ingredients and measurements are listed down below in the description box. And yes, you have to preheat your oven to 375 before we get into this because I will forget. So I will be right back. Now that your oven is preheating, I just want to let you know that the way I'm making this recipe today, it is not vegetarian, it is not vegan, there is meat involved because the first ingredient that we are going to work with is 1 pound of breakfast sausage, and I'm sure you could probably substitute it with like Beyond Meat or tofu or something. I have yet to play with those recipes, but I think the option is there. That's for a future me to experiment. But anyway, first ingredient is your 1 pound of breakfast sausage. So I have my 2 packages of breakfast sausage. Now it says it's 375 grams and a pound is about 453 grams. So per 2 sausages, technically it's 75 grams. So I'm gonna do 1 package and then I'm just gonna take 2 from the other one. If you do not wanna buy 2 packages, that's completely fine. You can use just 1. I'm just gonna do it to the recipe that I have. And then I'm just gonna have a bougie breakfast tomorrow. That's all. Before we cook them, this may be a little disgusting for some people, but you have to take the meat out of the skins, and you can also buy breakfast sausage that's just loose without the skin. So I'm going to put it in my cold pan and then I'm gonna turn it on to saute because I am not gonna work against the clock against Hell's Gate over here. So I have my clean scissors and I'm just gonna go in and hopefully just cut the sides open. Oh geez. I'm just peeling it. There we go. Into the pan it goes. All right. Lily, why aren't you using gloves? I never really do. I just really wash my hands with antibacterial soap after this. I'll be fine, okay? Oh, this is very tedious. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this off camera so you don't have to sit through this painful step, and I will be right back. A billion years later, and here we are. Okay, so I have the 1 pound of breakfast sausage in the pan. I'm gonna turn this on, I'm gonna put it on a medium-low heat. You do not have to add butter or oil or anything to the pan because there is a lot of fat in pork and it will render and the juices will come out and fry. Oh, now's not the time. And I'm gonna break it up. Basically, we're gonna fry this until it is properly cooked. I don't know how long that takes. And I might overcook it because I'm a little paranoid because I can't use a meat thermometer on this, or I don't have the type of meat thermometers that you can use. This may be a while. It's gonna be another billion years. Okay, we are frying. It's kind of sticking to the bottom. I'm just gonna do a splash of water. Just to deglaze the bottom. Look at this. Can't even see me. And if you do find that it is sticking, you can lower the heat. All right, I'll be back when this is cooked. The sausage is done. I'm going to leave it in the pot and set it aside. It will continue cooking if you are a little worried that it is not cooked. It continues to cook even if you turn the heat off for a couple of minutes. This is what it looks like. The bottom is a little bit browned, but we need that for the next part of the recipe. All right, I'm gonna set this aside. And the next thing you're going to need is your food processor. And you're going to need 3 stalks of celery and half an onion. So now that we have our food processor, I'm going to add, I said half an onion, it would be half an onion for a large onion. The ones I have are small. I have a whole small onion, and basically I'm just gonna chop it up into little bits because we're just throwing it in the food processor. There we go. And then we're going to get 3 stalks of celery. Here we are, washed and cleaned up. Again, just small pieces. Another thing that really bothers me are, it's nothing personal, but when I see people cooking with carrots and they don't peel it before adding it to stuff, you have to remember that that carrot has been sitting in dirt and manure and microorganisms and things that could still make you sick. So please, wash your carrots, peel them. This is another reason I don't eat potato skins. Even if you scrub it, like I just don't trust it, okay? Anyway, so we have that in there. We're going to lock this in place. Oh dear. We're gonna hold on to it, and we're basically going to chop this up into tiny little pieces, or basically almost make a paste, if you will. I don't know why I'm so afraid of appliances. Like, I can shoot a gun and hunt and do all that with no fear, but this is what I fear. I don't get it. All right, here we go. I'm just pulsing it, okay? That wasn't a pulse, that was longer than a pulse. Anyway, I'm just gonna run it, okay? Even though I pulsed it, I'm going to kind of push down the remaining bits, just so it's like all even. I'll do this again. Perfect. Okay, now that this is done, I'm going to, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna bring back Hell's Gate. Oh my God, my eyes. The onion. Why? It's in an enclosed container, for God's sakes. I'm gonna bring back Hell's Gate. So I'll be right back, okay? We have Hell's Gate back and the original sausage that we cooked. Basically, we're going to take the sausage and we're gonna put it in a separate bowl, and then we're gonna set that aside, leaving all the juices that you cooked the sausage in the pan. That's why I'm using a slotted spoon. We're not gonna let that go to waste, okay? Sausage is in the bowl. We're setting it aside. Then you're going to bring back the celery and onion that you have blended. And we're literally just gonna scoop it in there. There is a lot of liquid in here, so I'm hoping that it deglazes the bottom of this pan that is not burnt, but it's pretty much cooked on there. And I'm gonna do this before I turn it on because I don't want any splashback. And you're going to set your food processor aside because it is going to come back and play later on in this recipe. We're gonna turn Hell's Gate back on a very, very low temperature to start. We're gonna mix in that celery onion mixture. And then we're gonna add salt to this. I would say half a teaspoon of salt. I'm not really gonna measure that. Oh, maybe I can, hang on. I will measure it for my little spoons, but you're supposed to do half a teaspoon. I can't find my half a teaspoon, so we're gonna do 2 quarter teaspoons. Ooh, maybe a quarter is enough. You know what? I retract that. A quarter teaspoon of salt. We're gonna mix that in. And basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna saute this until it's like a light brown, a little bit translucent, not overcooked or burned. I'm gonna put the lid back on. I'm gonna let that saute, and I will be back to show you when it's done. We are done cooking. I'm gonna turn this off. This is what it looks like. It deglazed the bottom. It took on that beautiful brown color. Now that this is done, we are going to re-add it to the food processor along with the sausage. I just rinsed it out for the little bits that weren't really cooked, and I'm just going to add this in evenly throughout, and then I'm gonna grab the sausage that we cooked earlier. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lightly mix it. We're gonna do this in stages because we have several ingredients to still add to the food processor. Okay, we're locked in place, and we're just gonna do a couple of pulses here. Perfect. Be careful because obviously it's still hot. All right, so your next ingredient is going to be 3/4 of a brick of cream cheese. Also, I thoroughly hate that the way they package cream cheese, sorry, just annoys me. Also, this has been sitting at room temperature for like an hour. And I'm going to cut it up in little pieces so it's like evenly spread. There we are. And I'm gonna set this aside and I'm probably gonna use it for breakfast tomorrow morning. Now that we have that in, again, I'm just gonna do a light pulse to kind of get that mixed through. Okay, we're locked and here we go. Perfect. And as this is mixing, I'm just gonna scoop down the sides. Nobody gets left behind, okay? The next ingredient will be 1/3 of a cup of breadcrumbs. I love using Italian breadcrumbs because they have some seasoning in it. You could also use panko or plain breadcrumbs or gluten-free breadcrumbs, completely up to you. We're gonna do 1/3 of a cup of this. Will this fit in there? It does. Sick. All right, level, 1/3 cup, and we're just gonna sprinkle that in. Wait a damn minute. Oh, it's supposed to be 1/2 cup. I got ahead of myself. It's actually supposed to be 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs and I did 1/3. So I believe approximately half of 1/3, so 1/6 more would equal 1/2 cup. Listen, it's not baking. It doesn't need to be a perfect science. So we're just gonna do another 1/2 cup, okay? So 1/2 of 1/3 going in. Just a reminder, that should have been 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs, panko, whatever you're using. It wouldn't be a free unsolicited cooking video without me doing that. So now let me see what the next ingredient is. Oh, it's supposed to be 1/3 cup of Parmesan cheese. So let me get that. All right, we have finely grated Parmesan cheese and that is supposed to be 1/3 of a cup. All right, 1/3 going in. Your next ingredient is going to be 1 teaspoon of paprika. Here we are. Beautiful. I'm just double checking that was paprika. You never know with me. And our next ingredient, which is, I love this ingredient, it is fresh parsley. And I harvested my parsley not too long ago. I think it was like 2nd week or 3rd week in October. We are December 6th today, and I had a bunch of this parsley still in my wine cellar that's like about a refrigerator temperature now. And it's been sitting in like water, like the stems, and it has not frozen or died or anything. It's a pretty resilient plant. This is what it looks like. It's still beautifully green. They can withstand the first couple of frosts as long as you do not pick it while they're still frozen. If they defrost naturally outside, they will look like this. And yeah, this is just a miracle herb if you ask me. Anyway, you're supposed to do like 1 tablespoon of fresh parsley. You know me, I love my parsley. I'm just gonna throw in a bunch. Sorry, Cody. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Then I'm just gonna sprinkle in some extra salt. Ooh, nothing crazy. And some fresh cracked pepper. And that is all we're putting in for the filling. So once again, locked and loaded here with the food processor. And I'm going to pulse it at first. Basically, you're wanting to get a beautiful paste-like texture when it comes to the filling for your, I was gonna say potatoes, for your mushrooms. So here we go. Then I'm just gonna push down the sides so everything is evenly blended. And we're gonna do that one more time. Okay, we're locked and loaded. And I think that's pretty much it. We are done with that. Now that this is done, I'm gonna show you what to do next. Ba-ba-ba. This is your next step. You're gonna take 2 baking trays or 3. I'm probably gonna need 1 more. We'll see how this goes. And you're gonna cover it in tin foil. And the next step to prep these is, what did I do with it? Oh, you already know what time it is. Land O'Lakes time. Okay, so they were frozen. I pulled them, but I put them right in the fridge instead of like just leaving them out. Basically, you're supposed to take your stick of butter and basically rub it like a coloring crayon on the base. You want to create like a nice layer of butter. You can do a thick layer. Just, oh geez, just gorgeous. Oh, I was doing so good. One down, I'm gonna set that aside. Gonna do the next one. And you know what? I love Land O'Lakes. They come in 1/4 cup sizes, so I don't have to do it with like a full stick of butter. Not gonna lie, this is a workout. And my hand is so cold. And if there's chunks of butter like laying around, it's fine. You just really want to cover it. All right, I think that's pretty much it. Now that your trays are prepped, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna grab my mushrooms, and I will be right back. So I got 4 packages of Cremini mushrooms. As you can see, beautiful. And I don't know what that equals, but they're like the little pint-sized ones. Now I tried to get ones that are smaller for like an appetizer size. I've already taken out the stem, and I know it is very controversial to wash your mushrooms. I washed them. Okay, there is still dirt and other debris on it, so I washed them. They are dry. They've been sitting in a colander for like, I don't know, an hour or 2. And I think that people do not wash them because they like retain moisture or something. They're fine. They're dry. They're good to go. And I'd rather them have a little bit of moisture going into the oven. So yeah, 4 packages of Cremini mushroom tops. I'm gonna set that aside. Set up my station here. I got my tray, and we're bringing back our mix. And you're gonna grab a spoon, and I guess this is where it becomes tedious, because you're gonna scoop out the mix and you're going to fill the mushroom as best you can, almost like into a little point like this, and then you're going to set it on the tray. Also, I like the butter that it's a little cold and like spread, because it acts like a glue so that they're not sliding around. You can be very generous with this. Okay, we don't skimp on filling in this house. And you know, it's the holidays, so you can do this listening to your holiday music, or like me, listening to Kim Dracula, because that's holiday for me. Also, if you don't use all the mushrooms, it is what it is. I've had sometimes where I didn't have enough mushrooms, which kind of sucked. It's the risk we're willing to take, okay? And another thing is, like, you kind of want to do 1 tray with basically the kind of same size mushrooms. That way, if you have smaller ones and they cook quicker, then you can pull them out of the oven. All right, I'm gonna finish these off camera, and I'm gonna show you what to do next. Here we are. I obviously have like a lot of the bigger ones on 1 tray, and then the smaller, sparser ones over here. I had 3 mushroom caps left over. Okay, so not bad. I could have like thinned it out, but no. When I say stuffed mushrooms, it's a full stuffed mushroom. So you know what? I'm just gonna add these. I love cooked mushrooms in general. So these are gonna go into the oven at 375 for 25 to 30 minutes. What you want is a nice golden brown. You don't want them to burn. Basically, so when you bite into the mushroom, it's like soft and it just has all that buttery goodness. I'm pretty sure that's it. I hope that's it. Anyway, I'm gonna put this in the oven, and I will be back to show you when they're done. Smell fantastic. Oh, look at my little mushroom caps are just like full of liquid. Woo! They are done. They are golden brown and steaming. Ugh, this is what they look like. Gorgeous. I mean, technically I could have probably added more butter to the base, but I think they look fantastic. I'm gonna plate these, and then we're gonna be back for TTT, taste test time. All right, here we are, ready for the TTT. I'm afraid they're gonna be really hot when I bite into them. I'm gonna cut them in half with a fork and knife just in case. Oh, just gorgeous. It smells delicious. I think I'm ready. Here we go. Sorry, I forgot what they tasted like. They're so good. Holy Moses. I love food. I love food so much. Oh my God. That cream cheese is just so creamy. The breadcrumbs, like it is like the ultimate hors d'oeuvre, appetizer. So good. Like, I'm gonna have 1 more half, Cody, and then you can have the rest. Okay. Love you. Would you like to try some?
Yes. Thank you. And I don't like mushrooms.
It's true, and Cody doesn't like mushrooms, and he will eat an entire tray of these, so. What does that tell you? Also, I did put these in the oven for, I did 15 minutes to start, and then they were starting to brown, and I pulled them around at 20 minutes. So it just depends on your oven. Clean Plate Club. Okay, oh geez, the juices. Clean Plate Club. I think it's an amazing appetizer. I think it is worth the effort to try and make these on your own. Personally, I think I should have added just a little bit more butter to the tray, but honestly, I think it just tastes freaking amazing. Thank you, my little spoons, for lasting this long in the video. I hope I inspired you to make this dish. It is freaking amazing, and I stand by that. It's a great appetizer for any event, really. I just made it a Christmas tradition. Cody loves it, doesn't like mushrooms, and here he is. He's gonna eat the whole tray on me. But yeah, this is just what I do for a holiday tradition on Christmas Eve, but you can basically take it anywhere, make it for yourself. You can make even bigger mushroom caps, you know, to be like a larger appetizer. But yeah, I absolutely love it, and I am starving. It's around dinner time, and I'm going to help myself to maybe the whole tray, Cody. Maybe you're not allowed to have any.
Good luck.
Anyway, thank you, my little spoons. And you know what? Stuffed mushrooms. See ya.